Hi, guys. Welcome to another episode of High Pitch. It's been a hot second since we've had one. I am joined by I like to still call him a guest. This is Ahmad, illustrious guest and co-host Ahmad. Nepo baby, as
Nepo
many of you
baby.
know by
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
My chemistry partner, some might say it's some
Hey,
way.
people do apparently enjoy that. But then, when you introduced me just now and you didn't add the word illustrious, I was taken back. I thought maybe it was my performance in the last episode that robbed me of that title, but I'm here now. So, suckers.
Yeah. Sucker. Well, it's me who's the sucker in this situation. We've made sure that his mic works, so because it
Or
didn't
so
like.
we think.
Yeah, he was replaced by Zainab Abbas last time, which was very cool
Hmm.
and something I'm
Absolutely.
hoping to do in the near future. Actually, we do have some cool interviews lined up.
We do, but we can't reveal those yet. Mossad will probably
Yeah,
spoil
because
them at some point.
yeah, they'll also stand us up. You never know.
Hmm.
But there's been a lot of cricket that has
Too
happened with
much, some would say.
some would say there's a bit of cricket fatigue happening.
Yeah.
Also, you know what? I just want to start this episode by saying PSL, if you're listening, PCB, I don't know which
If you
camera
want.
to look at. You do not hold matches in the middle of the goddamn workday. Why would you do that?
Yep. Why?
Why?
Do they not think that we work?
Do they not think that this show needs content that needs to be? They're lucky that I am recently unemployed. Otherwise, I would not have seen that. What was it, Zalmi and Lore, who had that
Oh my
insane match
God.
the other
Yeah.
day?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everything's just been so insane for the past like week or 10 days. And you're
yeah.
right. Like I'm missing out on matches during the day because, work or whatever, like something or the other comes up. Cause like, we're usually commentating on the evening matches. But then when you have like an 8-hour shift to come and you still have to do like laundry, it's hard, right? So I'm trying to like prioritize my personal
Man of
life
the
and the
people.
matches. Yeah. So
Ladies,
it's not been
he does
easy.
laundry.
I'm forced to do it, but yeah.
Okay, well, he just lost all points there, so now they'll have to do your laundry. Um, I'm telling you, I'm getting Rishta requests for you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm turning them all away. I'm like, I'm sorry, I have to concentrate on work right now.
He's not ready for that kind of commitment yet.
Have you gotten any for me?
Yes, multiple.
That
We'll
is such a lie.
we'll
In your
discuss off air.
I'm so scared saying it. I told actually my
No.
claim to fame,
Hmm.
as I just told him off air, is that I've never had a rishta. Actually, speaking of rishtas, I'm all over the place, but it's because I've got my notes in front of me. Um, last week before we were supposed to shoot, but Ahmad stood me up. Or I stood you up, one or two. It was him. I'm just trying to make myself look cooler. But I saw after it was Sabah United and someone, and I guess they won or whatever. And Shadab
Yeah.
did a post-match interview with Aruj Mumtaz and Zainab Abbas, my close
Hmm.
personal friend. And he got asked another Shadi question, and he did not like it. He
Nope.
was like, enough with the Shadi questions. And to give Zainab credit, she really tried to like jokey it off, but
Yeah.
he was not having it. He was like, mm-mm. He goes, my Shadi has nothing to do with performance. Like he said, if it impacted my performance, then by all means ask about it.
Yeah.
But like it's not. And actually, I believe Shaheen also in a press conference after a post-match one, he was like, why do you guys keep bringing it up? Like
It's
it's
weird,
happened.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That being said, I'm always bringing it up every chance.
That's all we really have to talk about. So it
Yeah.
kind of makes sense. But
So,
yeah, I think Shaheen gets asked slightly less than Shadab because I think his performances have been better. So people aren't really like, equating the two. But for some reason, there's like in their minds a correlation to someone getting married and terrible performances. I don't know what they think or how they think or whether they think, but yeah, that makes no sense. And I'm glad that he's addressed this openly because if you showed up to like a press conference and it was just like a bunch of your family members just constantly asking you questions about, why or what or whatever related to your marriage, it just wouldn't work.
mine don't ask me. They've given up as much as I have.
So it's a
But to be
mutual
fair,
decision.
so I think the first time, at least I really witnessed this in cricket, was Virat and Anushka Sharma.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm like their spokesperson. I'm the only one who brings them up in like Pakistani cricket
Everyone
shows.
else is like, oh.
Yeah, stop. But like they really came for him when he got
Yep.
married to Anushka Sharma, who's like literally a queen. I love her. I think she's one of the best actresses ever, and she's gorgeous. I'm
Hmm.
a big fan. And if
Yep.
anything, Virat's, the winner in this case that he got to marry her.
Absolutely.
But they used
Absolutely.
to come for her pretty hard. And
Yep.
like when Jessica Simpson, the singer, used to date some like Dallas Cowboys guy. That's as much
Tony
as I know.
Tony Romo, I believe.
There we go. American football.
Yes.
He colonized
Hand
their
egg.
mind.
Hand egg.
I've been to one like scrimmage,
Okay.
like between NFL teams, and I was like,
Uh-huh.
I
No.
don't understand it did nothing for me.
It is a complicated sport. I will give you that because like it's not one of those things like no, not just like just generally. I don't think it's
For
enjoyable
women, is it complicated
for
for men?
everyone. I don't think it's one of those sports that like you can just sit there and pick up all of a sudden because there's like stoppages every few seconds or minutes. And I used to play it myself, and like even for me, learning the rules was incredibly hard
Where did you play American football?
back in Canada. It was Canadian football then, but
Theirs is the same or different?
more or less the same, just a couple of tweaks here or there. But yeah, more or less the same. But yeah, it was like for me, it felt weird because like they were teaching me the rules, and I was still like an immigrant kid and all that stuff. And I had to start playing like NFL games, like video games, trying to understand what's happening. And if I didn't, honest to God, I don't think I would have like fully understood the sport.
Yeah, that is
Weird
it.
sport. Yeah.
So got to go to Canada, had access to video games, and got to play sport.
Privileged.
Wow. He has struggled and he has lived. So I actually, cricket's the first time I got into sports. Like I didn't really watch them. I don't
Hmm.
know if we've covered this on an episode. I repeat everything I say. So,
It's cool.
but thanks. You're so much nicer to me than I am to you. Have you noticed? Because I'm
I'm a
the two.
good that I'm still like vying for episode 4, so I kind of have to be.
I really like this setup where it's like each time you'll come back, but you had to really work for it.
Exactly. That's been my life in general.
Good.
Yeah.
And
Nothing's been handed to me. I've earned these spots.
I'm straight up
And
looking
then,
bald in this camera.
oh,
But you know
okay.
what? No matter how good I look, Sarfraz is gonna dig the ugliest possible photo he can.
I don't know why he hates you.
He hates me.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, nose hairs, that's the one. He's like wonky eye, that's the one. Yellow.
This angle, yes,
Yeah.
100%.
He's like, it's amazing when we can't see her face.
Yeah.
That's what he goes for.
Why do you hate women, Sir Froz?
Yeah, Sarfraz, why do you hate women? Why didn't you go to Earth March, Sarfraz? What's your problem?
Unbelievable, this guy. He was there too.
Honestly. And he did,
Yeah.
you know what he did? He went there and he went, no. And
Yeah.
he left.
He,
Yeah.
he was running like a Facebook channel asking weird questions and stuff. This
Yeah.
guy, honestly. There's a
Honestly,
reason he doesn't come on camera.
there is a reason. I was like, hey, you should be a guest. And he was like, whoa.
If you're
Simmer down.
hosting, if you're
Yeah.
hosting, no.
Yeah.
If
He's like,
Ahmed,
maybe.
maybe.
Yeah. He was like, if it's just Emma, maybe.
Yeah,
You,
exactly.
not so much. I was like, wow.
He's always
He's like,
been
I'm
that
sorry,
kind of guy.
he's like, I just don't respect women. That's what he said, I believe.
I heard him too. I heard him say that. Yeah,
Yeah.
verbatim.
I like how it's us talking about this and people who don't know when we're talking about like, why are they doing these things? So anyways, yeah, so they said no more talking about their wedding and blaming that on them. But the reason I brought it up is it's just extremely sexist also that you're trying to put the performance on a woman who literally has nothing to do with this and is probably incredibly supportive considering the PSL started like 24 hours after his Ruxapy.
That is true.
Like, so yeah.
Yeah, that is true. And the fact that like she's sharing this person with like the rest of the world when it's her complete right to like, be with her husband and all that stuff is also very gracious of her. But I don't see the correlation. I don't know why people think that this is a topic that can be brought up and like to constantly do it like one time, maybe like someone would be like, okay, maybe it's a joke or whatever. But then like they actually genuinely believe that someone's not performing because they just got married.
Sports journalists that are coming at them
Well,
like this, right?
you know.
And so like my thing is if they come on my show, inshallah, sorry, our show, I would definitely ask like just what's it like being married? Just I'll be as like a anthropological study.
You're a shit journalist. Is that because you're married?
Yeah.
Or is that by design?
Yeah.
Please do answer.
Yeah, please. If you could cite sources, thank you. Send me those links.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. if I ever get a chance to speak to one of the recently married cricketers, I will avoid wedding
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be like, what did you eat?
Honestly, that's what I'm most curious about. What was the menu at the wedding?
Also, like, is the Sherwani comfortable to wear?
Well, I don't think I've actually worn one, so I can't really answer. Might have to
Soon.
call. Hey, keep up rejecting those rishtas, and it won't be so
I'm gonna
soon.
pick the right girl for you. Hey,
Thanks, mom.
comment below if you'd like to send your rich stuff for Ahmad. Because on this podcast, we love Sean.
I feel like this is going to be the one episode that there are no comments
Honestly,
on
actually,
YouTube.
we started real strong. You know what it is? We got to stop complimenting ourselves. Okay, let's keep
Yeah,
going.
yeah. Let's talk about the actual stuff.
So we've covered that. Check. I was gonna talk about how I'm gonna send my rishta to Sikandar Raza, but I'm competing with the whole country. I don't even know if he's married. Oh yeah, my hottie list. That I would definitely ask cricketers though, like who they think who are the hottest players right now.
Do you think they would actually give you a response?
Yeah, I think the fun ones would.
Who are the fun ones? Let's have a quick Sabah judgment on who the fun. Give me your top 3 fun cricketers at the PSL. I'm gonna put you on the spot.
I think it would be the foreign guys.
Only?
I mean, who would have fun with it? I think Haris Ralph might have fun with it.
His behind the scenes stuff is pretty good.
He seems like he has not that I'm invested in anywhere for him.
Of course.
Actually, I've decided I'm gonna thirst respectfully, okay? Because he is so good at what he does.
Yeah.
That it makes him like even hotter. Like
to be fair, though, he's been pretty terrible this season. Maybe it's the marriage.
Let me ask you a quick question, a pregunta.
Please.
Why does Lahore Qalandars only drop Haris Ralph's balls?
That is a good question.
The match the other day, I don't even remember which one it was, but I even tweeted like, is there some dushmani? Like, is he the one? Like, what is it about him specifically that they're like just watching it plop next to them?
They're like, Haris, you want a wicket? No. If you want a wicket, you have to earn it yourself. Bold LBWs, that's the only thing. He had to catch
his own last week.
Yes, there's a high one. Yes, you're right. Exactly.
And he celebrated himself. He was like, "Go me."
I don't need team members.
Yeah.
No, but it's true, and I see this happen a lot for Pakistan as well. So there is definitely something there. I think Haris might have had more wickets if the fielders, obliged a bit more, but they don't seem to.
But they will with everyone else. Fielding's been pretty interesting to watch, I would say this.
Yeah. But I want to add, because you mentioned Haris, I think Rashid Khan's also a very fun guy. I think
he seems like a riot.
Yeah, Haris, and Sam Billings. I think those 3, they've had some cool moments.
He's the one who's become Punjabi.
Yes, exactly. He loves Punjabi music, apparently, so he's having a ball.
Yeah. Who doesn't?
I do.
You like Punjabi music or you don't?
I do. Yeah, enjoy it.
Name 3 Punjabi songs.
No, I'm not going to go through this. I do know them though. Yeah, I know my APs and my Diljits.
I love AP Dylan.
Yeah.
When I found out he was very young, it was heartbreaking for me.
Oh yeah, how young is he?
Guess who I saw today? Mohammed Hasnan.
Oh, okay. I was like, it could be anyone. It's a pretty big city.
You're Nani? I don't know.
I have no idea.
I'm in the airport.
Okay.
In a terrible mood. I just had the roughest possible morning. I had a much cooler outfit on, guys, and I had to do my dishes frantically. But anyway, so I had to change. But point being, not at all related. But I'm at the airport. I'm in a real bad mood, got a terrible seat. I'm only there like 50 minutes before my flight. I'm usually there 3 hours before a domestic flight, just a heads up. Wow. And then I see this like group of what I see as like young hooligans, young youths. And they're like teenage boys, which is what I hate the most. So I'm literally
Who doesn't?
like walking in a space, but then one of them is glowing from within, and I like do a double take, and it's Mohammed Hasnan of Quetta Gladiators prison, I believe. They are a prison system.
They are a prison,
And oh my God, he is a beautiful man. Like he could straight up be a super. I'm saying this respectfully that he could
Of
be a
course.
super.
But
And
did
I
you approach
tweeted,
him?
no.
Like just to take a picture or something?
No. So that's my thing. Like, look, I'm
Hmm.
somewhat of a famous lady
You are.
myself.
Yeah.
And I don't love when men approach me and are
Okay.
like,
Yeah.
like, I understand this is coming from like a place of privilege and like, let's say they're significantly younger than me. They're like 20-year-old guys. Okay, I might because they see me at a talk or they've come to a comedy show.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I'm like, I don't know. And like he's probably 10 years, if not 11 years younger than me. I
Yeah.
just feel weird as an auntie being like, like he's just a
But
kid. Like it
but you
feels,
can do it as a respectful auntie. You could just go up and be like, Beta, I want a picture with you.
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like weird about it. He's just too young. He's like a kid. Let's say there was a group of them.
Yeah.
Maybe I'd have them like pose and take a picture, like me selfie from like 10 feet away.
Fair.
But like, what am I going to do with that? You know what I would do with that? Actually, I would make t-shirts and give them to you guys. It's like an Eid present.
And we would obviously take them.
Yeah. I mean, it's a gift.
Any
So.
gift is a great gift. So
And then
that's my
you wear
rule.
them on Eid with your families.
100% to every gathering, every dinner, whatever. Yep. That is my
Like,
promise if you ever
that's
make one.
called teamwork. But anyways, I really think that fashion brands should tap his talent because he is literally like beautiful.
I think that's going to happen. I think Nassim has a Gillette sponsorship, so he's on his way too. I think him and Hasnan are definitely going to take off, and then some of the younger guys will come through too. I think Saim
Yeah.
Ayub and Haris and these guys will definitely also get some deals, and maybe even the likes of your favorite Hussein Talat, who I'm not a big fan of.
Why?
I just think he's a very mediocre player. And I hate
I
to say
don't
this because Hussein Talat's been on Change of Pace for an interview before. But I wasn't the one conducting the interview. I had no say in it.
Who did the interview?
I think AZ Khwaja, maybe.
Oh my God, I love AC. I had an interview with AC. See, if anyone's threatening Ahmad's position on this podcast,
AZ? No way. I watched that episode. Not gonna happen.
you watched it?
I watched it.
Did you laugh?
No, I'm confident. I'm gonna
You're a
stick.
liar.
I'm
You
gonna
laughed.
I'm confident I'm sticking around for the long run.
You laughed at the Ahmed jokes.
No,
And
I
you
laughed at something else towards the end.
we literally talked about you for like 5. I literally even said to him, I was like, that's gonna be his favorite part.
Well, I was like Ahmed number 3, so that's not gonna be my favorite part.
Okay, well, let's not tell these jokes now.
Okay.
I'm re-recording with
In
AC
case
this
he
week.
comes back. Fair enough.
You guys don't get it. I was so excited. I've been such a fan of his. And then I didn't know it.
You know, he does get that a lot. He's a fairly significant Twitter personality, which most of us don't care about, but other people do. And he gets approached at stadiums and stuff, and
Sorry,
people are
let's
like,
pause for a second.
"Let's not."
You said you wanted to be on episode 4. Yes.
I am going to be on episode 4.
Manifesting. Okay.
Shout out.
Shout out. Energy. Bring it in.
Vibes. Yeah, no, but AZ does get recognized at stadiums and stuff, so it's kind of cool.
I went to a stadium once. No one recognized me. So
maybe in Pakistan because there's so many people. In the UAE, there's like 7 of us, so 3 friends and like 4 people that AZ pays to like recognize them.
You are so jealous of my best friend AZ. It is
wow, best friend. Okay, cool. You speak
Honest.
them once and you're best friend. Okay.
I messaged him yesterday and I was like, hello, I might need you to re-record because of whatever happened and it's sort of dated. And he was like, ew, who sends such a professional message to someone like this? And I was like, well, it takes time for me to, get to the point where I am with you, where it's like voice notes and death threats.
Death threats, pretty much. I thought AZ would have left you on red. He's the kind of guy.
All right, so let's talk about cricket. I guess he won't do that to me. Actually, he took a really long time to respond once. I was like, oh my God, is he mad at me? I'm one of those. I'm like, you don't respond to me. I'm like, is he dead? I don't know.
Oh, wow. Who cares? He's not coming on episode 4. Cha-ching.
Yeah. I literally someone messaging me right now about an episode I want to do with them.
Oh, wow. Okay. Popular.
But I think it would be fun if it was the 3 of us in it. So, okay, let's get into cricket.
Let's do that.
So the women's exhibition matches also happened this week,
Yes, they
of
did.
which misogynist amateurs did not
Wow.
win a single one. The women didn't have a cool logo either. It's literally like a Canva logo, and I'm like, come on,
Yeah,
that's an awesome.
the logos overall were a bit
And
questionable,
like
right?
Amazon, that has nothing to do with Pakistan. We
They
didn't
probably
have.
watched like Wonder Woman once and they were like, you know what? We're gonna put that as one of the
I just feel like,
Mhm.
is it so bad to really lean into the Pakistani of it all? Like, why not make it more like, why Amazon? Why say, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
That can be any team from anywhere.
It's very generic, you're right. And I
Uh,
think, yeah, we should lean into the culture more. At least it's nice that, we've done it to a certain degree
yeah, yeah.
with the
Of course.
PSL. Yeah.
Like, definitely you don't not
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we could have, I mean, you're right, like the Qalandars, Zalmi, Sultans type of route could have been taken for this league as well, but they chose not to. But you know what? More than that, the fact that they actually held the league and the fact that it's going to hopefully potentially continue in the future is a big stepping stone, because we have the IPL that have just launched the Women's Premier League, which
Yeah.
unfortunately again does not include Pakistanis, which is
Which is so uncool, man.
it is really
So
uncool.
uncool.
Yep, it's
Like,
really
come
uncool.
on, you're punishing these incredible players, and our players are so supportive of them.
They are. And that's what I'm saying. Like it continues to be like a very one-sided relationship. And I think at some point, like we have moved past it with, the PSL coming through. So I do hope that taking the lead of the PSL, if they develop, a women's Premier League in Pakistan or a Super League in Pakistan, then that will then become a rival for the IPL. Our women will get their chances, and then other superstars from other leagues will also, or other countries will come through, and
I was gonna say
that'll
that
be a
I
good
think
building
that it
block.
could that PSL has proven that we could make it huge, and I think it would be big for like world cricket, world women's cricket.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We
But yeah,
always
so I'm sorry to shade your Canva logos, but I hope it really expands.
Yep.
Yeah, because that was, and it was sad because I saw some Pakistani cricketer, like, she retweeted it and was their league and was like,
Hmm.
oh, it's really cool to see this, but like, what the hell, you
Yeah, of
know?
course, exactly. And it's not nice like when there are very limited opportunities for women in cricket at the moment. And if you see platforms coming through for you to be excluded, potentially in a country that's not fully focused on women's cricket still,
Yeah.
it's not the ideal spot. So I really do hope that we develop, a proper league for our women cricketers, give them their chances, and then get them that exposure playing against the top cricketers in the world too.
I don't know, maybe a bowling coach. I don't know. Maybe something like that would be nice.
Yeah,
PSL,
those are always
ECB, whatever.
great.
I'm always blaming the PBs, whichever. Um, Sometimes I'll check who our players are following on social media
Hmm.
because I'm trying to see if they're following me.
Okay.
So far,
No.
like 4-0, no one. They don't seem that interested. I have Malala following me, so it's fine. So,
Really? Okay. Well, shout out.
don't unfollow me now. If people go and check, I'll look like a loser. No, but I check who Hara's Rob is following. You never know. Old habits are hard to break. And it's like Virat and like a bunch of them. And I'm like,
But
I
not
don't know.
you.
Not me. And
Okay.
yet I tweet about them all the time. I'd completely stopped Hara's tweeting, but like the other day I was like, I don't care. I don't care anymore. Like, whatever.
Maybe you'll read one of them at one point. I don't know. Who
I've
knows?
gotta assume he's read at least a few. My like introduction was I tweeted like I think after like Asia Cup or something where they did like amazing.
Hmm.
I was like, we should all just be at the airport and waiting, and like I'm there and my parents and Harsis and their mom, and we just sign the Nika, then we go home and like and that's a tweet that like finally cricket Twitter was like, all right, you can join us.
Yeah.
And I was like, thank
This is
you.
this is the this was the criteria that everyone wanted to fulfill. You've
Okay,
done
so
well.
let's get so back into cricket.
Yep.
It's just been so long. So I'm like, okay, so last night we had a match, right? It
Hmm.
was last night. Karachi, LQ,
Yep.
and
Karachi won again.
LQ. Karachi won.
Yeah.
And LQ just gave up. I don't know
But they
what
didn't
happened.
care. They were just like, you know what? We're already through. We're the top of the
Yeah.
league. You can have the Derby trophy or whatever you want. No one cares. But they did well, Karachi, and kind of sad in the end for like their team to have not actually gone through, because I do think a couple of results here or there they might have been able to sneak through ahead of like someone like Peshawar.
Yeah.
who, by the way, I mean, let's not forget, made 2 record totals at the PSL,
Yeah.
lost both games.
Yeah, and lost both games. Zalmi is so,
Uh,
we'll get into Zalmi in a second. Let's go back to
that's
Karachi.
insane. Yeah.
Karachi, much like, I mean, I hate to lump them together because
Hmm.
even I'll say Karachi doesn't deserve to be lumped with Quetta right now.
Yeah,
But Karachi and Quetta both have to experience some kind of overhaul, like,
they do.
because to the point that I'm like, we will riot in the streets if you don't fucking free these men from like whatever it is
Seriously.
you're doing to them, you
Yeah,
know?
seriously. And I mean,
Because,
they dropped
go ahead.
Sarfraz Ahmed for like 2 matches, or he was injured or something, and then they almost like got through to the playoffs, and everyone was like, maybe he's the problem, and maybe he is.
I actually thought, because I think that he like sat out the second one on purpose because he was so embarrassed by how well that first one kind of went. And
Maybe.
everyone, all of us in QG, all 15
All
of us.
three of you.
Hey, there's some of us online, okay? And they call me out when I root for Lower Qalandars. They're like, Sabah, come on. There's only 15 of us. Um, I Navaz is looking like a potential captain, a new hope, so to speak. But
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like because he won that first game in like miraculous territory, it kind of covered up for his his mistakes. It was a miracle. I mean, no one expected them to pull through and like
yeah,
comfortably, which
yeah.
was a
I
surprise.
don't think we expected it.
No, I don't think anyone anyone did.
Look, I've been watching Navaz for a while. Obviously, he's been part of the national team for like a few years now, but like his expressions during this PSL, I'm just like, he just always looks like fully
Shell shocked.
like I don't know what's happening. I'm scared to say
I don't think he
anything.
does.
I like
I think
and
he's petrified of like Sarfraz Ahmed, so he's just like, you know what? I'm not going to say anything until he's here. I will only reveal, the secrets like Ahmad Wasim did once Babur left. So maybe it's one of those situations.
I just think Sarfraz should pull a Zalmi and just be okay with being on the team without leading the team. And I also think Quetta Gladiators needs like management that does not listen to ownership like at
Or
all.
management that's not like in bed with the ownership, not literally,
Yeah.
but like, yeah, they're best friends, and like they've been playing cricket together and like sponsoring their stadiums and academies and this and that. So it's like a very, deep rooted relationship. And it just feels like that overhaul is needed for something that's more cricket based rather than just like friendship and yari dosti and all that stuff.
For real. Honestly, guys, friendship overrated. Always put cricket first. If
Sabah
that's
doesn't even have any friends. She told me this today.
I just wanted him to tell me gossip. So I need to make it clear it wouldn't be someone I know. And then
Okay,
it
true.
was someone I knew.
Fair enough. She only has one friend, and his
Yeah.
name is
Don't
AC.
worry, once the cricket season's over, which based on what PCB posted today, it is never over.
Nope,
Um,
not going to be.
this will morph into a gossip and bumble
Oh
podcast.
yeah, we're,
It'll be
we're...
called High Pitch Bumble Fumbles for
Oh,
that.
you've already thought of that.
So I put those stories on TikTok. On my TikTok, I called them Bumble
Oh,
Fumbles
okay.
because I'm really clever. So until
Absolutely.
then, but yeah, so okay, before we get into cricket that's to come, let's talk about cricket that
Hmm.
happened. So
Hmm.
speaking, oh wow, look at my segues
Ooh,
today.
wow. Yeah, killing them.
So speaking of Quetta
Hmm.
Gladiators,
Yes.
they were demolished by Multan Sultans the other day,
Yep.
and Usman Khan came in, right? Opened up with
Hmm.
Rizwan,
Hmm.
and he hit 136 balls.
He did the fastest ever at the PSL,
Fastest
which
ever at
which
PSL.
is crazy because two
And
nights ago, I think, or 3 nights before that, Riley Rousseau had just broken his own record for the fastest ever. So like in the span of like 3 nights, we had like 2 records that fell
yeah.
back to back.
And he then ended up going to 120.
Hmm.
Him and Rizwan sustained a run rate of between 14 and 16
Which is
throughout,
mental. Yeah,
which
that's
is
just crazy.
insane. So
Yeah.
I tuned in when they were at like I think 2 or 3 overs down, and the run rate was already like 15.
Yeah.
And I wait, isn't this power play? I was like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And then it was just flying out of
Carnage.
like
Yep.
yeah, carnage, as Quetta Gladiators tweeted.
Yeah.
I can't even get into their social media
So
right now.
you need to tell us about that because you brought this up a little bit earlier, and unfortunately, due to the Twitter algorithms, I haven't been able to see all the tweets. But you mentioned
Oh,
that you've been going after them. What's the story there?
guys, this is a podcast. What are we? We're a YouTube show, whatever we are. I know we've discussed social media before. I don't want us to beat dead horses.
Mm-hmm.
The Queta Gladiator social media team. I don't know what uncle is doing it. They must be stopped. They tweeted carnage during a spawn concert. And I literally responded. I was like, they are the other team. You're the ones in purple. Do you know this? Right?
Maybe they don't see colors.
Wow. And then what was the other one? Oh yeah. So then that happens. It's like someone sends me, people are sending me my tweets and they're like, Sabah, why are you fighting Quinta Gladiators? I'm like, because this is insane. Do not tweet like this. Like it is embarrassing when you have when Zulmi has clearly invested in like AI technology
They have.
and Sabah United picked their like wittiest niece and nephew to like grab their phones. When even Karachi Kings has had a zinger here and there.
Yep.
How dare you tweet the way you've been tweeting? They fucking tweet. They had first curse word of the
I think
podcast. Hey.
might have been your third, but it's cool. It's counting. Not me.
Keeping tabs. I feel so supported.
Been like texting your dad on the side, like, hey, she said it again. Uncle, if you could.
Women must be kept in check. That is the point of this. But then the next day, they're like, I guess our journey's come to a close. I see that first thing in the morning. I almost threw my laptop into the wall and called Surprise Ahmad because I know someone who has his number because I'm, connected and be like, now you have to buy me a new laptop because what the fuck? I responded and I said, I don't think it ever started, my guys. I don't think so. And then people were sending me that and they're like, you are having a one-sided argument on a public forum. But like, what the hell?
They need that. They needed that wake-up call, and I'm glad it came from you, Sabah.
I mean, it's like, I'm not saying I'm the best tweeter out there. Like I've hit my boomer years too. I get it, guys. But this is madness, like embarrassing. This is PSL is a business. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Look at us. We're trying to make money off of it.
Preach.
Preach.
Yes.
This is madness. I was so embarrassed. I can't even tell you that. We already talked about the Roy one.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Our sad face. Why?
Oh, that was so bad.
So okay, anyways, I'm giving my preach. I keep checking my notes here.
No, I was gonna say, I mean, there is one positive, and that was them chasing down an unprecedented, record total at that time, which was against the Peshawar Zalmi. And again, Jason Roy just went ham, was hitting the ball out of the park at will, and then Muhammad Hafiz of all people.
Was that where Bobby got his 100?
Bobby got his 100, yeah, and they lost the match. Yep.
Every one of us was like, yay, go. I mean, maybe not you.
No, me.
I just know that when anyone of Change of Pace tweets about Bob, they get the most hate possible.
That's true. That is true.
Me.
No.
Me on my burner accounts, like, Bobby would never hang out with you. So like, what? But yes, we were all psyched. It was good to see. He's obviously had some strange years. So PSL, home soil, hits his 100.
Yep.
And then, as Mossad so beautifully put in the commentary, or maybe it was you. No, it was him. Afterwards was like, and we've already forgotten because of what game.
It's true.
Being like,
yeah. He was just like, moved here 6, moved there 6, like looked over 6, looked down 6, and it was insane because like when they started off, we were on comms and we're like, I mean, it's a huge total and like flat wicket, all that crap, but then like still 241 or 242 whatever in a T20 game is almost unheard of to make like in the first place, and then to have it chased down, not going to happen. And then they sent out Mohammad Hafiz and we're like, come on, why would you send out Hafiz? He's not the guy. And then Hafiz goes nuts. And we're all like, okay, what do we know about cricket? Nothing. But
I will ask you, okay, so let's get into it. Now, Change of Pace, a place I now call a home, so to speak. I've seen many a tweet, anti-Bindi sentiment, some might say, as Pakistan's Bindi representative to the world. I am insulted, hurt, horrified, disgusted,
Understandably.
nauseated.
Mm.
That might not be related, but you know, I had some gluten today.
Yeah.
Mossad, I believe, is most responsible as an anti-Bindiite.
You
There's a
know,
lot of prejudice in our
here's the
home.
thing. We have our social media community management responsibility split between three. There's
Yeah.
AZ Khwaja, there's Serkhail, and there's Mossad. So usually, if there is a major typo, that's Mossad.
Yeah.
If
I
there's a
don't know.
tweet, if there's a tweet that sounds like it's come from a 14-year-old, that's Serkhail. If there's a tweet,
No, he has some fire tweets lately. I
he
heard you. I mean,
does. He
Hale
does.
has. That's what
I'm,
they follow
I'm
him.
not going to take that away from him, but
He's
you know,
been
like
killing it.
we
Yeah.
always have one Serkhail slander per episode, so this is that
Yeah.
one.
This
And
one's a
then
couple.
yeah, and then whenever you see a weird GIF, whatever you want to call it, that's AZ Khwaja. So
Wow.
this is your telltale sign of how to spot who's been
So
tweeting from the
again,
Change of
I'm
Pace
saying
account.
that it's primarily
Oh, it's
Mossad.
Mossad, 100% Mossad. Yeah,
Like it's
Mossad
also
hates everyone.
it's written like someone who runs their text through like Grammarly first.
Oh yeah, he does that. Yep,
So that's
yep.
major Mossad energy,
He's
I
got a
would say.
paid account. Yeah, he
So
actually has Chat GPT type his tweets for him.
wow. As a writer and an artist, I find that incredibly
Offensive.
offensive.
Yes.
Because I'm recently unemployed. If you're looking to hire someone for anything really.
We were actually just discussing today. We think that copywriters are going to be like extinct because of Chat GPT.
Well, that's really not nice thing to say to someone who has bills to pay. As someone
Exactly.
who,
And if you're listening and you're a copywriter,
you know what's the
find a new
sad part?
career.
Read a book before you can anymore. No, but like the sad thing is that they're not there yet. But the
No.
more content we produce and put out in the world, the
Mm-hmm.
more it's learning, and
Yep.
eventually it'll just be Sabah, Bano, Malik.
Yeah. It's like a weird double-edged sword, right? Like
Yeah.
you want to use it to help you, but then like eventually if it
I've
takes
actually
over.
never felt any desire to use it, because the same way why I've never used AI art, because I support artists. Okay. I do not support computers, except
Mm.
this one. Please don't die on me. It's really on its last legs. I
I,
love
I was just checking my battery too as you said that. I was like, I'm okay for another like 10, 15 minutes, I think.
Mine is pathetic. No, I
Oh
so
yeah.
much as sneeze near it and it dies. It's on me, you know.
He threw it against the wall because of Koita, so it's understandable.
I've let me tell you, if Azam Khan joined Lahore Calendars,
Which is not going to happen.
I know
Inshallah.
it won't happen, but
Yep.
oh yeah, we'll get into that. I would jump ship now because I'm that disheartened by Quetta Gladiators. And I just feel bad for them, man. Like they just are not having fun. And it's over now, but like they were just not having fun.
Yeah.
And that's hard to watch. At least Karachi Kings
Tried.
They were really empowered by their anger.
Yeah.
I think,
Misplaced as it might have been.
Yeah. And so yeah, it's just been a mess. I really feel for them.
It has been.
So then Usman, so how do you feel about Bindi?
Look, everyone has been going on about, the pitches being terrible and this and that, and I agree. I don't think the matches should have been scheduled like back to back in Pindi because honestly, if we were in like low scoring thrillers in Lahore, or Karachi, or Multan, and then we go to Pindi, and one of the games produces this massive chase, but then we go back and like we get a balance with the bowling, I think we would have all enjoyed Pindi a lot more. But then at some point, you started to just feel like this is normal, right? This guy's making the fastest 100 ever. We saw it 2 nights ago. It doesn't feel as special. They made 240 something once, and then the next team makes like 260 something, which is like the highest ever, and it feels normal. So in a way that, the lack of competitiveness kind of, took the I don't know, what's the word? The impressiveness of the feats. I feel like if this hadn't happened like back to back, we would have been like, wow, do you remember that match where they made 260 or Bobber scored 100 or someone scored the fastest ever? So
Bobber, man,
that was terrible.
Like, just let him can he catch a break? Like,
he can't.
Yeah,
he can't.
He really can't. Speaking of catching a break,
Babar Azam is actually catching a break. He's been rested.
He is catching a break. He's getting rested. Shaheen is getting rested.
Rizwan.
Yeah, Rizwan. Rizwan also kind of had like him and Usman Khan. He had a good match also, Rizwan,
He
I
did,
believe.
yeah. I think he was like what 60,
Yeah.
70 odd or something.
So
But
that match, Queta looked like actually insane. Like Case is how I would pronounce it. That bullet.
yes, yeah.
He was literally like holding his face, like in just utter disbelief.
He went for the
Um,
most amount of runs I think ever in like a 4-over match in the PSL or something. I don't know. Like
bad for
it's meant.
him. It was
Yeah,
over 70. It
it's
was
mad.
something wild.
It's mad.
That I just felt so big just because they looked so, as I keep saying, bewildered.
But you
If
know
they
the
didn't,
crazy thing? They had a chance at actually chasing it down because they only lost by like 10 runs or something, even though it was like 260 that they were chasing. So we've never seen 500 runs scored in a match before, which is absurd.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's madness. So they're being rested, and as we were talking about catching a break, we've seen the Afghanistan lineup. We have a series against Afghanistan coming up because God forbid we take a day off or
No.
so you know what?
Yeah.
God, you know. Um,
Personally.
and I saw the lineup as all of us did. We'd all retweeted it, whatever, as we do.
Hmm.
Shadab
Yep.
has come in as
Captain.
captain,
Yep.
which we'll get into. But Sean Masood is on the team.
Sean Masood's come back. I mean, he's had a decent PSL. He was dropped in that game
People are really
against
harsh
QG,
on
though. They're really what? Sorry?
harsh on him.
They are harsh on him, and I don't think he's been as terrible as people are making him out to be. I think it's that perception that he's not a T20 player or whatever, but he's done well and he did decently at the World Cup too. So
I feel like he's doing his job.
he is, he is.
Like it's that simple. Like he's doing what he's meant to
He
be
does
doing.
get like a lot of unnecessary flack too, because
Yeah.
again, people are all over the whole Birchie thing and this and that, but he's been doing a
Who was
decent
the
job.
Cartoon thing?
I mean, they all think that, because he might be related to someone that knows someone, and that's why he's coming through in the teams, and that seems to be
That's
their
not really how it works.
well, that's how people think it works. That's how
As
they
it
know I got on the show, so maybe it
actually
does work.
does
But
work.
no, not in the case of Sean. I think Sean has
See,
done his hard work to
I'm trying
be.
to gaslight our audience and myself into forgetting how you got this job.
We're all in denial, but hey,
Yeah.
here I am, Nepo
But hey, you're
baby.
putting in the work.
I
You're
am.
trying.
And that's the thing. There are certain people in the past who might have been related to, other cricketers or whatever. They might have just shared their name. And I'm not
Yeah.
going to say his name, but Imam Al Haq is the guy that was constantly berated for being a Parchi, but he's delivered on all fronts. He's a,
Mm.
top of the line test batsman. He's a great ODI player. He's even had some decent D20 innings at the PSL. So, it doesn't necessarily have to do with the name at the
Imam
back of his
Al
shirt.
Hussein?
Imam Al Haq, yeah.
He's not playing PSL this time though, is
He's
he?
not playing PSL this year. He is on some TV channel as a pundit.
Why did he do that, you think? He
He
was
just
tired.
wasn't selected. Yeah, they didn't pick him up
Did
this
you
time.
see Azam Khan's tweet? I sent it to you.
Yeah. Maybe
Azam
selection
Khan,
okay.
yeah, he used that amazing meme
Yeah,
that we love to use, and he's on the team for Afghanistan.
he is.
Uh,
And he recently like hurt his finger in one of the matches, so he missed out on a couple of games. So I hope that he's fit for the playoffs and Islamabad have him, because without him, I'm about to have a heart attack
I
if he's not
hate
there.
Islamabad, as you all know, but I
Soft
love
spot for
him.
Azam. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, a hard
Speaking
spot, I would say.
Yeah,
I
and
don't like.
speaking of Azam Khan in Islamabad, we have another Islamabad player that's recently been, the talk of the town, Fahim Ashraf. And even though he's been performing, incredibly, yeah, he was on double wicket maiden with Iman. So if you want to check that out, listen to what the Prince of Poolnagar has to say.
Here,
Yeah,
and then
we'll try and put a put a link in there somewhere.
it's a
But
great interview. It got a great response. Like,
yeah,
and
great interview, great response, and he performed incredibly after that. So it's all
yeah,
related.
so it's all Iman.
It's all Iman.
Technically, she made
Absolutely.
that happen.
Yep, she
Um,
did.
she is not responsible for his haircut, though. Let's not put that on
That's
her.
exactly what I was going to bring
Yeah.
into the conversation. That she's fixed everything. How do we fix that haircut?
If I understand why she couldn't broach the subject, though, but
Do you
I'm
think
sure
it's too sensitive?
yeah, I think he might be like, "What do you mean?" I don't think anyone's told him.
What bad haircut? What do you mean by that?
See, if you're a friend in my life,
Mm-hmm.
the first person who's going to tell you that they hate your haircut will be me because I told you not to get it, most likely, and you still
Right.
got it without listening to me. So if
Right.
I was friends with him, I would probably be pretty like
But as a hair expert, and you see this man who's got like a
barely
receding
in bun,
hairline,
balding.
as a hair expert judge or whatever, but you're seeing his like, receding hairline and all that. What's the advice that you give him? What does he go for? How does he fix that mess?
Well, if you want to embrace going bald, I actually think bald dudes are hot as hell. So that's just my personal experience. Because
Dilber Hussein.
if you rock it with confidence,
Yeah.
great. Or
Mm-hmm.
you go to Turkey,
Ooh.
beef that baby up.
Ooh.
Come back, yeah.
Or you go the Wahab Riaz route and just go to Lahore somewhere. Because
No,
that
no.
man's hair,
He went to Turkey.
I heard he was using Lahore. Because there was pictures of him in like posters in Pindi and Islamabad and Lahore.
He looks so good. Like, and when I tweet that, people are so mean to me.
Yeah.
And they're like, you thirsty,
Because it is
nasty.
still Wahab Riaz, so it does kind of
I'm
raise some
not saying
questions.
that Sabah would like to, he's a married man with children.
Of
I'm
course.
just pointing out that as someone in his age group,
Mm-hmm.
the fact that he looks that good makes
Yeah.
me want to continue to, we're
Yes.
always, oh, Shoaib Malik, but you got to give some credit where some of these other dudes, they're looking great.
Absolutely. And he even fixed his like sinus thing, so he sounds better too. He's had a full upgrade. Yeah, he used to have this thing where like he would sound like he had the flu all the time.
Oh, deviated septum.
Maybe, I don't know. He just sounded like he had like mucus stuck in his throat. And then he fixed that. I know it's disgusting, but he fixed that, so he sounds better
I was
too.
gonna call out another Bollywood reference. I gotta stop.
Go
I gotta
for it.
stop this
It's fine.
propaganda. Akshay Kumar,
Mm-hmm.
who we all got to collectively make fun of in the World Cup, and that was
Loved
so
it.
much
Yep.
fun. He used to literally not talk, like he had a horrible voice, and then over the years he like trained it out, and now he can speak normally. So that's just what that
Well, it's
reminded me.
weird because he can speak normally, but he still talks shit.
But
It was easy. It was there. Half
catch
volley, had to
Ahmad
smack
on
it.
episode 4 of
I always do one thing right per episode.
Yeah. Okay, so I had other things to talk. Oh, so we had a moment where Shadi yelled on the stump mic, essentially. Can we? Oh no, that one I won't believe. I'm sorry, Sarfraz. BC.
BC. Ben Stokes.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, Ben Stokes, and Ben Stokes actually started trending in Pakistan because the whole country was like singing him any match fee.
It's great. And it was the most explicit version that I've ever heard at a cricket match, because he like leaned into this mic and the stump mic, and then he just let it rip. And we were listening on like TV and doing commentary, and then we were all like, that can't be real. Like that has to be. Masad thought it was dubbed. For some reason we were like, okay, yeah, maybe. And then we listened to it again, and this man really really meant it.
Fast.
I don't know, and that's why we're like, Masad, you idiot. But
that is what you call gaslighting yourself.
Yes.
Who would have dubbed it that fast? Like, so when I saw it, I cracked. I mean, I thought it was so I told you, I'm in
hilarious.
It to count bad words. And at least this was a funny one, but also like the fact that it was like a full tantrum, I also really enjoyed. Like he put his whole Sadosi, as you say, into it.
Terrible. I hate that word.
I know. I don't know who. I think Sergio loves dropping those.
Yeah.
Also, my Horace Ralph group chat. Shout out to my homies. They're so supportive of this. They comment on everyone and they share our
shout
episodes.
out to them.
Shout out to them. They also are big fans of the
word.
Adding the OC everything.
Yep.
That's the first time I've said it out loud because I'm classy. I thought that was really funny. But then what that brings me to is Asanola, who delivered this to Shada. He started celebrating, then he was like,
okay.
Do
I take it back?
Right.
Was that to me?
Do you think he thought it was insulting, or was more just like,
I think he was just shocked. I think everyone is just shocked at the volume and like, the tenacity of him saying Ben
Yeah, somebody
Stokes.
was like, please check on Rizwan. He's never heard such
No,
language. Father Rizwan.
Rizwan went into the whole like he was like, astaghfirullah, this
Yeah,
cannot be. I have
he
kids
was
in the
like,
state, kids in
yeah.
the in the stands.
It's so cute. His daughters are like at every
Oh,
match.
they're adorable. And like he
Yeah.
always brings them out for the post-match conferences too, which is amazing.
He's probably like, that's how he gets them to come. He's like, all right, you can hang out with me after. Like
I'll let
that.
you talk on the mic.
And I mean, not to get into serious territory, but I think it just goes to show, like, people have their own, ways that they like. He might
Of
not want to
course.
talk with women reporters, but maybe he's very supportive of the women in his life. Okay, so like, you can't judge or you can judge, but I think that was very cute.
Yep.
And it brings me to celebrations because
Mm-hmm.
Hassan Allah's arrow
Yep.
got stopped midway. He literally put that arrow back
Just
in the
like, yeah, no,
basket.
that's not happening tonight. Sorry,
Um,
Shadab, but
who are your favorite celebrations?
okay. I really like Riley Rousseau and whatever he's been like thinking of because the other day he did three celebrations in the same night. So he did the Erling Haaland like meditation thing where he sat down, crossed his legs. Then he
Oh,
did Yeah, he did his own celebration, which is like a rocket launcher that he does, puts the bat on his shoulder and then drops it. Then he does the Spider-Man for his son, and then he does a little like booty shake for his daughter. So he's like, I
oh,
gave everyone, with four celebrations, in fact. So yeah, he's like, I gave everyone what they wanted. So
oh
for
my God,
me, it has to be Riley. Yeah.
I like booty shake. That's funny.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
must
yeah.
admit.
He
So I
does it
saw
like in a very nice
someone
way.
did Shaheen's. I don't know who did it, but it was like a bit of a
Yes, it was someone from Karachi, I think James Fuller maybe. And
oh,
then Karachi or someone like tweeted about that. That's probably the only good thing
yeah, yeah,
Karachi have tweeted about this entire season. But they're like, I think Lahore was missing this because Shaheen was rested that night.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, that was a good moment. But in terms of other celebrations, I think Hasanullah has definitely taken the cake.
Yeah.
Um, and then
Where did you come
oh,
up with that? Oh yeah, go.
I just remembered in the previous match where Quetta were chasing against Multan, Iftikhar Ahmed scored a 50. And then he turned every single corner and did this, which was like, really? Is he that pumped
Which
up?
Amir did
Yeah, he's done
in the
that in the
first round.
past. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Lots of
And then
angst
if
and
they
Ifti
got
too.
out, if
Yeah.
they got out like on the next
That
ball,
that
that
is
was
actually
great.
true. He was out right away and they lost the match. So that's always
Yeah.
great. I love like when things go bad. It's like
Yeah.
unfortunate images that
I like
precede
when they go
unfortunate
bad.
events.
I like when they go bad and then they laugh. Like I like when they're
Yeah.
in on it. They
Yeah,
don't take it seriously and they have fun
exactly.
with the fact that they just lost money if they lose PSL. I don't know.
But that's
Um,
okay.
you said you've played cricket, yes.
Hmm.
What's the highest number you've scored?
Highest number I've scored hardball, probably like 60 or 70 max. I don't think I've ever scored 100. I was never like, a great batsman. Tape ball cricket, yeah, I've scored like a couple of hundreds here or there, but that doesn't count. That's just for fun. No, I was more of a like I preferred bowling more than anything else. So yeah, I think I've picked up 5 wickets here or there.
So how would you celebrate?
I'm a very cold celebration kind of guy. Like I forget to celebrate usually. So like whenever I get a wicket, I just kind of continue on my way. I'm just
That's
very
another
like
thing.
business as usual kind of guy.
The last match I saw with LQ when Shaheen got out two dudes to two guys. He had like 4 or 5 wickets in that match. I don't know what it
Mm-hmm.
was.
Mm-hmm.
The last two, he just kind of like turned around and like walked
Like,
back to his
yeah,
place.
exactly. At that
Like,
point. Yeah.
yeah,
It's
like
not
I don't.
worth it.
It's not worth it.
Yeah.
You didn't ask me how many runs I've made or
I
how
I
many.
was just waiting for you to like complete your thought. I was gonna ask you favorite celebration. What are the most number of runs you've made? What are the most number of wickets you've taken in your
Favorites.
illustrious cricket career?
So runs is 0. I thought the bat was too heavy and I got annoyed and I put it down.
Yeah.
And then the only other time I picked up a bat, it was to hit my sister in the leg with it, and I got in a lot of trouble. And she had a really big bruise. I didn't realize, like,
But you connected at least.
yeah, I mean, I was like
That's
9 and I just picked it up and I dropped it on her leg.
uh see, Subby, if you're listening, it's not just me.
And then for bowling, I've never thrown a cricket ball in my
Too
life.
heavy or
Wow, that felt misogynistic.
Oh,
I've never encountered one. I got
okay.
one as like a PR gift, but it wasn't a
Hmm.
real one.
Okay.
So I've just never been in the same place. I'm open to
But
cricket,
were you into like any other sports that maybe not?
tennis.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. I was gonna say like maybe
Um,
not like ball
the
sports, but like track and
true
field.
the true brown immigrant. Then I
Hmm.
went into tennis. Actually, when I was in sixth grade,
Yeah.
which is middle school in the States, I made it onto the fast track and field team. And I
Okay.
was so excited because I'd always been like, like a chubbier kid. And I feel like people discounted my athleticism just because I looked a certain way.
Hmm.
And I was killing it running on the first day of practice, and
Yeah.
I fell in a ditch.
Terrible.
First of all, why is there a ditch on school property? Okay,
That's a
number
good question.
one.
Yep.
And then number two is that it was Halloween. So
Ooh.
I still wanted to go trick or treating that night. So I
Right.
just didn't tell anyone that I
Right.
was like in pain.
Right.
And then the next morning, my ankle was like this big. And
Ooh.
actually, my Quran teacher was coming over that day. And when she saw me in a cast, she was like, "This is because you celebrated the devil." And then and my mom was like, uh, okay, maybe facts were said.
That is so uncalled for.
And you believe that, right?
I do.
Yeah, I thought
Of course I do.
I felt it aligned with your character. My
That's
favorite
hilarious.
celebration. I really like when I like how Horace and even Wasim Jr., I know it's a controversial
Hmm.
player right now, when they spin up in the air. I
Oh,
like
okay.
the joy. I
Hmm.
really enjoy that. I mean, I know it's not like a specific type of celebration, but I love knowing, like, Horace is gonna
The
run and
passion.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really remember a lot of ones now that I'm on the spot. I mean, Shaheen's is classic because especially when he's got someone out in the first over and he
Yeah.
hits that backwards because it's like, oh, it's just the beginning.
Yeah. There's more
Yeah.
to come of the same. But how would you personally celebrate if you were in that situation?
I think depending on what it is, I think let's say it's been a bit of a spicier match.
Hmm.
I would want to just be like, "Mm, my nails and what?"
Just a little like, yeah, I could do
Little,
this any, yeah.
yeah. And I think
I
if
think
it
that'd be
was
cold.
yeah, and I think if it was something a little like we're all having a little more fun, maybe
Hmm.
than or
Hmm.
like I want to do like a I don't
Oh
think there's
yeah.
enough dancing. Like there needs to be like a bit of like, oh
Let me ask you another question. One of your favorites, who you mentioned a bit earlier on the podcast, Wahab Riaz, he got out Martin Guptill, and then he proceeded to give him a kiss on the helmet.
oh yeah. What it
Is that okay in the Islamic Republic of Pakistan?
where is censor board? Is censor board sleeping?
They are
Um,
sleeping.
here's mine.
Hmm.
Guptill looked confused,
Okay.
right? I
Yeah, he
couldn't
did. I thought
like
he was a little angry, if I'm being honest.
I felt that initially he thought that maybe he was just like giving him like a hug.
Hmm.
Then it got spicy. And then Guptill looked confused. And then as he was walking off, he looked pretty insulted.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna touch someone's personal space, like even in sports, I think
Hmm.
not okay.
No.
I didn't think that was very cool at all. It felt a bit dirty and like kind of shitty. Just because like you guys didn't chat about it before. It's not something you've done before. It's not something to expect. Like,
It was
do you guys
condescending.
yeah,
You know,
condescend. That's what I'm looking for.
yeah. It felt condescending the way that he did it. Because like, yeah, I don't know how to describe it, because I felt the same way when Haris Rauf was like escorting Shadab off the field, and he was like, pushing him along. And Shadab clearly is not the kind of guy that enjoys that kind of stuff. He's very serious
Yeah.
on the cricket field. So I felt something similar. Like Martin Guptill kind of looked over, like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, are you
It
like,
was straight up like,
we
ew,
don't
I
have
don't.
this kind of relationship.
I also thought that Shadad thing was interesting too, because of course they're friends, right? Like
Hmm.
Horace like defended it, like and was like, you don't know
Yeah.
our friend,
Yeah.
whatever. But yeah, in the moment, Shadab looked pretty like, get off of me.
He
But
did.
again, we don't know them, but we at least know them enough then to know that they're homies, right? Like they
True.
are. So like
They are.
whatever, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah.
But Guptil and Wahab Riaz, are they homies? I don't
No,
believe
no,
so.
not
And also
Roki Gang or whatever.
I had written here that I'd even tweeted it that Osman Khan is trying to kill Gupta
He
because
was
he was the one that was like the
dropping his
only
catches.
thing
Yeah,
like that day, and he was throwing his
couldn't do it.
body slamming in the ground, and just kept missing the balls. And after he's beaten the shit out of himself, you're gonna give him a kiss on the helmet?
It's yeah, it's not okay. It's
It's
not okay.
And people are calling out some of us, me and this guy. We
Yep.
came hard on Amir for
Mm.
Amir's antics and
Outbursts, yeah.
yeah, outbursts. They're like, oh, none of you are gonna say anything to Shadab and da. First of all, Shadab was speaking in frustration. He was not saying it to Istanullah. Because if
Mm.
he was, I imagine it would have been like fisticuffs on the
Mm-hmm.
field, to be
Mm-hmm. I would have
honest.
been okay with that. Love me a little scuffle.
Yeah, we haven't seen us. You know what? I checked immediately about the Afghanistan lineup. The first name I looked for, I was like, is
Asif Ali.
Asim Ali going?
He's not making any lineups anytime soon.
He's also getting a lot of anger on the internet about
He's been terrible.
yeah. Sorry, Asif Ali needs to chill out for a bit.
Yeah.
Give him the rest treatment, I would say.
Just needs to relax.
What would your celebration be?
Like if it was like completely like unbridled joy, I would go for the Shoaib Akhtar, like, the hands out, just like airplane kind of thing. Because it just feels like if you're a batsman and you're watching that happening as a man just like bowls a rocket at you and then like decides to become a 2-year-old and just like airplane his way past you, you would be so annoyed, right? Like you would just want to swing your bat and like
And
smack someone in the face.
it's also, I think, such a natural way to celebrate because, football, right? Real
Yeah.
football.
Yeah.
Like that's the way is you just sort of like run for it. And I do
Yeah.
like when they run, like Naseem's a big run for it kind of guy. Like he will run. And yeah, so that's okay. What if it's like one of those?
Oh, like for me, it's just like that cold kind of stare. And I love the little shrug, like,
Oh yeah, you've done it before, as he mentioned earlier.
little like, yeah, it is what it is. Yeah.
Someone the other day waved. I don't remember who it was, but somebody waved
I
them
think
off.
Karen Pollard, then he got fined for that too. Yeah, he got fined for that, which was undeserving, honestly.
That's something to get fined for.
Right.
Like
That's like
funny.
they make the weirdest thing like unsportsmanlike in cricket, which annoys me. I need more passion. I need more spice.
Yeah, let them be funny.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
that was pretty like I've always thought like that would be a good thing to be like.
And because we mentioned Karen Pollard in that Peshawar Zalmi game, he took probably the catch of the tournament because like this man at his age and kind of like deteriorating physical like peak.
I want to say like when I started watching cricket, right, was when I moved to Pakistan. So we're looking at almost 9 years now. He was
burped.
I know. He was like a force, like a huge, like he's coming on the field. Holy hell! Like we are getting
absolutely
smashed. So yeah, I mean, obviously, like I'm sure he's still gonna have some like great games in him. Like not, but yeah, it was a little scary.
Yeah. But then that moment, like the way that he leapt, whatever. And just leapt. Okay, cool. Left English is a hard language. It's my second. And then just
decolonized. You speak whatever way you want. He leaped.
Thank you. He leaped, leapt. He leaped, leapt.
Yeah, he leapt.
Leaped, leapt. And then just like completely over his head like this. And everyone's like, no way he's gonna land back. He does land, balances himself, and he's like again 6 feet 5 inches, big frame, like ballerina, twinkle toes, just like finds his like balance and just somehow stays inside, throws the ball back up, catches it again, and completes the catch like casual, nothing, no biggie.
Love when that happens. I mean, I hate when it happens to my team.
Of course.
I fucking love like a hop catch like that. I just find it so funny. I also love runouts. I love them. I know we talked about this, but there's been a few this week that
have been. Sabah's been like, this is my moment.
It's just sometimes a wicket keeper needs something to do. And like, I mean, the very first attempted run out that sticks out in my head from this PSL is when Shahnawaz Dahani just like fucked it up so badly. So it's nice to see them working well. That was my sixth F bomb.
I was counting and I texted your dad again.
Listen, we're gonna keep them in because we're killing.
We're adults, it's fine. Sarfraz has too much work on his hand. But I will mention that because my battery is about to die,
I was gonna say
unfortunately, we
two
might
last
have to.
questions, and this has to. All right.
Yep.
Now, what would you rename Islamabad United?
Anything but that.
No, I need a name.
Oh.
The oh-ohs.
Would Islamabad Generals be too terrible? No, just go. I'm joking. I would never call them that. That's a good question. I've never thought about.
You called them that in your dream, but you're
no.
Islamabad.
That was a political joke that I don't want to make here. But
already been done, and I just want to say for the record, I'm not the one who said it.
Yeah. It's me,
and I didn't support. I didn't laugh at the joke. I
actually don't have a name in mind. Do you have one? I might need to think about this.
United, so no.
And if it was a Pindi team,
I really can't think of it because it's all just so corny. Like Pindi Panthers or something.
Pindi Rajas? No, it's not happening.
Pindi Rajas. Is that too much like Multan Sultan?
The Rawalpindi Rajas.
Rawalpindi Rajas, but it's like Multan Sultan.
Yeah, it is, but like
Rajas. We have old Rajas Havelis here, so
and you have like all the Rajah in the world from Pindi, so that can work.
Everyone's always like, it should be called Pindi Boys, and I'm like, guys, it can't actually be called as if I'm like about to sign the contract. I get so annoyed. I can't really call
this.
This
means a lot to me, and I cannot allow this to happen.
Rawalpindi
understand.
Yeah, that works. Rawalpindi Rajas. It's another good R.
I think we could. I mean, it's one that I like.
Rawalpindi Rasgullas.
I'm okay with that.
It's not bad.
I'm okay with that.
It's literally just a Rasgulla.
It'll still be better than like calling your team the United.
Yeah.
The United. Okay,
we'll come back to this for episode 4.
I will think about this. I will think about this. Yeah.
We should do an episode with you and guest Sergio because he's popping off on Twitter and he's having a good time overall. And he hates Asif Ali.
He loves him, but he says he hates him, so it's okay. We'll allow that.
Last question. Who would you like to meet at the Valdanidar Lounge?
That's a good question.
Also, shout out my cousin and my sister-in-law were on it.
Oh, they made it? Hey. Who is interesting enough from those? You know what? Weird one, but I feel like Danny Morrison has like a weird, like infectious, like cocaine-driven energy about him. And I would enjoy sharing a cup of tea with him.
Nice.
Yeah. Or if I could just change my answer. Aaron Holland.
What's the rules? Aaron Holland.
Yeah, I think she's a great like communicator. I feel like that would be a great conversation.
Aaron Holland, please come on the show. We want to talk
Aaron.
to you.
We really do. Yeah.
I've been tweeting at you.
Zainab came. Why can't we have Aaron?
Ask her about it. She seemed to have a good time.
Yeah.
For the most part. I tried. Oh yeah, that was pretty much it.
But you.
What would I rename Islamabad United? I don't know. We already covered that.
Yeah.
I would just like
Tea Lounge.
Who would I like to meet? Who would I like to meet at the Valdanidar Tea Lounge?
I can think of a name that begins with H and ends with Auf.
No, he's married.
Oh. Yeah, right, but as like a bite.
I have an end game plan.
Oh, I was just meeting them, as professionals in the same cricket fraternity.
But in that case, I think I have to copy you. I mean, Aaron Holland for sure. Her and Aruj and Zainab and me all having chai.
Can I just say, I love Aruj as a commentator, and I think right now she is hands down the best commentator in Pakistan.
And she asks, yes. Say it again.
She is the best commentator in Pakistan. Barring any gender, barring anything, she is hands down the best.
She is so good. She obviously because she fucking knows the game, but she has humor. Like she's funny.
Yes, she's a person.
she handled post-match like
Mm-hmm.
questions and this and that. So if you like the way she handled that like Shadi moment,
Yep.
she had his back and like not against Xana, but like I feel like she really turned what could have been like a like
Mm-hmm.
awkward
Mm-hmm.
thing and just handled it beautifully. I'm such a fan, but I will say free her of the teal polos, please. PSL, like let her wear whatever she
Yeah,
wants.
that should
I
be
always,
allowed.
yeah.
Yeah, that should be
All
allowed.
right, Ahmad,
It's been a pleasure,
my
as always.
illustrious guest. It was a pleasure.
Yeah,
And you guys let us know if you enjoyed the episode. Otherwise the show will stop
I'll
because
be back regardless. So,
on iPad,
yes.
I will sue you.
That's the show. Good night.
Wait, who came up with the name? Was it me?
Your support group.
RS Rap support. All right,
Yes.
bye guys.
See ya.